Damn chilly night here in Seattle. Roof covering us, and we're happy for that as we welcome to Seattle Mariner baseball, everybody. It's the San Diego Padres in town as they wrap up a 2-game visit. And let's take a look at the Padre batting order that will face Taijuan Walker.
For manager Bud Black, Abraham Almonte reached base 4 times last night. Want to keep him off the bases in the leadoff spot. Then you have Matt Kemp hitting third. You can see what he's done in May. A little bit of a struggle. 136 average. Has not homered in May. Up to the DH tonight. Will back cleanup. Max Venable hitting 7th in the lineup. He did not play last night. For Taijuan Walker, an 8.13 ERA. Looking for his second win on the season. 27 strikeouts, 14 walks. Stay away from the walks for Taijuan.
For Mr. Walker, appearing in his 18th big league game and 15th start. Ball 1. It's a former Mariner, Abraham Almonte, just called up over the weekend from AAA El Paso. Fouls it into the glove of Zunino, 1-1. 56 degrees here in Seattle. A lot of rain expected this week. Mariners coming off a fabulous performance last night. 11-4 victory, 6 home runs. Up high, checked down at third. Did not go. Umpires tonight, Marty Foster as home plate. Mike Molinsky at first, Mike Winters at second, and Mark Wegner at third.
Take a look at our Alaska Supermo and the check swing by Almonte. Maybe he went a little bit too far that time, but did not get the call.
Got him with good heat at 95. 1 down here in the first.
Take a look at the defense for the Mariners this evening. Brought to you by American Family Insurance. Seth Smith in left field. Ackley out in center. Nelson Cruz, the right fielder. Seager and Taylor on the left side of the infield. Robinson Cano at second base. Logan Morrison, what a job he has done defensively at first. And Mike Zunino will do the catching tonight.
Corey Spangenberg, he is the second baseman tonight. Handled the DH duties last night when Will Myers injured his wrist during batting practice. One. Look at the San Diego offensive profile. 9th in the National League in batting, 3rd in runs, 3rd in hits, 7th in home runs, 11th in on-base percentage. They will run. Harry Ralston, Bud Black's team, is 4th in that category and 11th in ERA.
Taijuan with a good fastball here in the early going. He's topped out at 96. Paxton in last night's game in the first inning saw the same thing. He was 94 to 97 miles an hour.
2-2 pitch up high. Full count.
For Taijuan, he will also mix in a cutter, curveball, and a changeup. Take a look at Kemp waiting on deck.
Swing and a miss. 2 down. Couple strikeouts. Fine start.
Was the changeup for Taijuan. Take a look at it. 89 miles an hour. He throws a circle change. You can see the movement on it. Take a look at the pitch selection for Taijuan. 63% fastballs. There's a changeup at 17%. Curveball only at 7%. He will mix in a cutter.
First time Taijuan facing the San Diego Padres. Got Matt Kemp here, 265, a homer, and 21 runs batted in. One. Next up for the Mariners after the Padres leave town, the Boston Red Sox will be in for 4. Side play. 1-2. 2 out, nobody on. I play Kemp straight up. 1-2. Fly ball right field for Cruz, and an outstanding start for Taijuan Walker here in the first inning. Gets a couple of strikeouts. He gets Almonte, and he gets Spangenberg. So feeling good about himself as we get this baby underway. Seth Smith, Brad Miller, and Robinson Cano when we come back. Big offensive night for the Mariners last night. 11 runs on 15 hits. 2 of the hits ground rule doubles by Brad Miller. One down the right field line and another one down the left field line. Let's take a look at the Mariner batting order for tonight.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Seth Smith will lead things off. Then Miller the DH. Cano, Cruz, and Seager in the middle of the lineup. Logan Morrison has been a hot hitter. He will hit 6. Mike Zunino last night 3 for 4 with a couple of home runs. He now has 5 home runs on the year. Ackley and Taylor will round out the 9 for the Mariners. And for the veteran James Shields, he will not give in to the hitters. Take a look at his numbers. Overall, 4-0 record, 4.25 ERA. He has struggled in his last few outings, but 55 strikeouts and 42 1/3. It's a big number for him. Only 12 walks, opponents hitting .248. He has given up 11 home runs this year.
Those 11 home runs, the most given up in Major League Baseball. The Padres as a team have given up 50 home runs, the most in the bigs. And in contrast to Taijuan Walker playing in his 18th game, James Shields playing in his 294th big league game.
For Shields, in his last 2 outings, he faced Colorado and Arizona, giving up 5 earned runs in each of those outings with some run support. He ended up getting wins in both of those games. As you see the shift with Seth Smith hitting.
10 times Smitty's leading off this season for the Mariners. Count goes to 3-1. Brad Miller on deck. Mariners just 2 games under 500. Making a nice little move here with this 4-game win streak. Full count. Shields in his 8th start here at Safeco Field, a 3-3 record. Hit the other way off the glove of Middlebrooks. And Smith's aboard, base hit. And again, Smith saw a lot of pitches.
6 pitches in this at bat, and on the 6th pitch, he hits it hard. Showed you the shift that the Padres had put on. Right off the glove of Middlebrooks at third baseman, the only one on the left side of the infield, and so Seth taking advantage of the shift.
Like every time we see Smith hitting the ball hard, at least once or twice a game.
And as you mentioned, Dave, seeing a lot of pitches, making the pitcher work.
Ball gets away and Smith will advance.
Looks like it should be a pass ball.
So pass ball, the ruling is. Official score tonight, Dan Peterson.
Derek Norris, the catcher for the Padres, the former A. It was a breaking ball and it went off the end of his glove.
RBI opportunity here for Mr. Miller. In on the grass at third is Middlebrooks.
This is where it's interesting. You have a young hitter in Miller at the plate, and of course Shields, the veteran, knows that Brad is looking for something to pull if he's not going to drop down a bunt. That right there was a fastball, a two-seamer off the outside corner, trying to get him to hit it to the left side of the infield so the runner can't advance. There it is again.
Smart work by Brett. 3-0. Shields, big free agent, didn't sign till late. Right, not too long before spring training got going. Back with a strike, 3-1. Shields, big part of the success of Kansas City Royals last year. American League champions. 3-2. Robinson Cano on deck.
You can see on that swing from Brad, he tried to get out in front of a fastball and hook it to the right side. That would have been a changeup or a split from Shields, only 87 miles an hour.
Well, that sets up nicely. The walk to Brad Miller is going to bring up Robinson Cano, who's a career .405 hitter with 4 homers against James Shields.
Defense for the Padres brought to you by American Family Insurance. Will Venable did not start last night. He is in center field tonight. As you take a look at the infield, with Middlebrooks coming over from the Red Sox, Amarista the shortstop, Derek Norris, we showed you, the catcher, having a fine year at the plate, but at times the ball will get away from us, so the base runner is going to have to be aware of that. Robinson Cano will step in.
A lot of success against Shields. They battled often when Shields was with Tampa Bay. Blocked by Norris, ball 1. Robbie coming off a 1-for-4 night last evening, a first inning RBI single to center. Mariners put 4 on the board in the first inning last night. Chance to do that and possibly more. Cano looks at a strike, 1-1. Shields broke into the big leagues with Tampa Bay in 06. After 5 years plus in the minor leagues, stayed with that ball club through the 2012 season. Down low, 2-1. Shields, a lot of experience, as does Cano. Both gentlemen have been in the World Series. Shields with Tampa Bay against the Phillies in 08, and last year against the Giants. 2-1. Slapped out, 2-2.
Really not surprised to see that Robbie's had such good success against Shields. We showed you the numbers, .405 average with 4 home runs against Shields. Shields likes to change speeds. He has a good fastball. He'll be in the low 90s. But typically he'll change speeds on and want to sink the ball a little bit more, and a variety of breaking balls. And with Robbie always trying to stay in the middle of the field, he'll be on most of the off-speed pitches.
Seth Smith, an infield hit, a walk to Miller. And Cano 2-2. Mariners have a chance to get something done here. Struck him out of a high breaking ball, 1 down.
One of the few times you'll see Cano expand the zone. This ball up out of the strike zone. It almost looked like a backup breaking ball. Didn't do much. Just a bit of a spinner. 89 miles an hour.
So Cano's retired, 1 out, 2 on, and Shields now battles Nelson Cruz, who leads the American League in batting average, home runs, slugging, total bases, extra base hits, and home run ratio. It's also 5th in runs, tied for 2nd in hits, tied for 2nd in multi-hit games, and 2nd in nighttime batting average. That's a resume, huh?
I think that qualifies as a good start to your season.
Oxygen, please. Cruz 4 for 21, a homer against Shields. That home run he hit last night, was that loud enough for you? That was impressive. Just hearing the home run, let alone seeing it last night.
It's always loud when he gets into it, but there you go. You can see his ranks. 1 RBI from being in the lead, where he ranks second. Stephen Vogt, who we just saw, leads the league in RBIs with 30.
Less than 2 outs, runners in scoring position. Mr. Cruz hitting at a 375 clip, a homer, and 8 runs knocked in. Just over the screen, 1-2. It's rare, Mike, that you see a slugger. I mean, he has just made his way right up the top 10 list in batting average, leading the league starting tonight.
No, I agree. And he has such great plate coverage.
Did not go as a check with Mike Walensky. 2-2.
It's one of the things that we have seen. It's not as if he's a secret to the league. He's just a hot hitter right now as he checks his swing on a breaking ball that was down. But he's covered both sides of it, and at times pitches off the plate, which I think you have to do. And he'll take his walks when needed.
Two and two. 2 on, 1 out. Struck him out. So Shields, after giving up an infield hit and a walk, comes back striking out the 3 and 4 hole hitters, 2 down.
Back-to-back hitters expanding the zone. This is a good fastball. Probably one of the better fastballs you'll see from Shields. 94 miles an hour, well up out of the strike zone. So it's left up to Kyle Seager. Mariners were in good shape. It's left up to Kyle. Kyle with a 3-run home run in last night's ball game. That was in the first inning.
Done well against Shields. 5 for 11. 2 home runs. Breaking ball for strike.
One of the things we've seen on this homestand is the Mariners have really worked the starting pitchers. 23 pitches for Shields here in the first inning.
35. How about last night? Ed Kennedy, 35 pitches in the first inning. Bouncing ball here to the second base at Spangenberg. Shields pitches his way out of trouble. What a job he did. Special guest when we come back here to Safeco Field. State in MLB history. May 13th in 01, Edgar Martinez scored his 1,000th run as the Mariners beat the Blue Jays by the final of 7-5. And also on this date, Stan the Man Musial got hit number 3,000 against the Cubs. It was a pinch hit double at Wrigley Field in a Cardinals win. Right now we want to welcome in the Mariner icon himself, Edgar Martinez. Papi, good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Good to have you with us. And Edgar, now a roving instructor for the ball club. Excited about this new gig?
Yes, I like it. I already went out to Jacksonville and I spent some time with the players. Great time, good talent down there in Jacksonville.
Given your great career, and you should be in the Hall of Fame, and we're rooting for you to eventually get in there, what's your main message when you talk to the young kids, when you're watching these youngsters working out?
Yeah, one of the message I talk to them about is setting goals, knowing what they want to hit during the season, and I think that prepares them to know what amount of work they have to do. Because if you set goals, it's everything follows, right? So it's important that they set goals.
I thought it was interesting. We were talking earlier, and you mentioned going out and seeing the kids. How about your first trip home?
Well, it didn't go so well.
It took so long to get you in here, and then it takes you forever to get home.
It took like 9 hours to catch my first plane. So
9 hours?
Yes, we had problems with the plane, and they have to get the part in Dallas. So by the time everything was fixed, it was 9 hours later.
We just read a bunch of numbers for Nelson Cruz, and he's off to a great start. What are a couple of things that you like what he does at the plate?
You know, in his mechanic, what I see, his stride is very short, and he covers the outside and also can get to the inside fastball. His mechanics is just solid, and he goes the other way. He covers the whole field, and with power, that is big. He's gonna. Well, that's why he has such a big numbers right now, and it's no way to pitch him right now.
Right, and one of the things, and I've said this a couple of times, and it's been a great month for him, but one of the best that I've ever seen, having the ability to look out over the plate and react on the fastball, and especially one running in on the hands, was you. And the reason why I say that, Edgar, is because you could keep that ball fair, and that's something that Nelson has really done. What's it required to be able to do that?
Yeah, the mechanics, what he's able to do, which I'd love to see this. His stride is very short. It's almost like no stride, and the way his bat comes through the zone, it's not side to side. It's just gonna finish a little high, so that way, you know, he's not gonna pull a lot of ball fouls. He's able to stay, you know, to the field, and it is great. Also, he looks like he dives a little bit over the plate. All that give him a lot of coverage.
One of the best swings, and you can talk about it, that I ever saw you make. And I don't know if you were looking for the pitch or not, and I can't remember which All-Star game it was, but it was against Greg Maddux. I was sitting at home, and he threw that sinker, or maybe it even was a changeup, but it was running hard in your hands, and you hit the home run. I believe it was in Cleveland.
Yes, yeah.
Were you looking for that pitch, or did you just react to it?
No, the approach was looking right, center of the field, and I just reacted to that pitch. Once, if you start looking to pull the ball, that's when you start pulling balls foul, and it's kind of hard to stay inside the ball if you're looking to pull.
Right.
Edgar Martinez, of course, 18 years in the big leagues, all with the Mariners, .312 hitter. Finished third in MVP balloting in 1995, two-time batting champion. Are the kids aware of what you did in your career?
Well, I don't know if they are, but you know, they want the information. They want to talk to you. They want to learn, and I love that. It's really it makes it pleasant just to talk to work with kids that they want to know the information and they want to learn.
You're seeing a lot of talent. I mean, are you impressed with what you've seen to this point?
Yes, I am. I liked some of the players that I saw in AA. They look good. There is talent down in the minor leagues, and in spring training I also saw a lot of talent. And the other good part is also good kids. They're very good kids.
What do you think it takes in today's game, Edgar? For you, it took a little bit longer for you to get to the big leagues. Not that it was your fault. It just, whatever, you just need an opportunity sometimes. But when you see these kids as they're going to progress and come up, what is it going to take for them to stay here and be a productive player?
Well, one thing that I think is very important is play the game right, fundamentals. You know, if you have to move a runner, you move a runner. If you have to get him in, you get him in. Bunt. Play the defense right. that giving the opportunity for these kids to then they can have a big season, and all of a sudden they're here in the big leagues. But down in the minor leagues, I think is just play the game right, do the job when you have to do it, and do all the fundamentals right. And you know, all it takes is 1 or 2 good years, and you'll be in the big leagues.
Derek Norris, the hitter, 3-2 count. Taijuan Walker walked Justin Upton. Solarte line to right. Taijuan would take ground ball double play right now.
Now that you're down there helping these kids, do you still remember all the drills that you used to do?
I do.
I used to try some of them. Some of them I couldn't get. But
I will try anything. So many different things. But yeah, and you know, they down in the minor leagues, they trying different stuff also, and I think it's great to see. We also have good coaches that know how to teach the kids.
You encourage them to try different things, because I know when you came to the big leagues and where you were at when you finished, what's different. You obviously changed over time and years.
Yes, making adjustments is sometimes it's very difficult for a young kid, but it's, you know, it's necessary as you go along in your career. Something is not working, and then you have to make adjustment. And if pitchers are making adjustments to you, then you have to change. You have to try different things. And I play with, again, you know, Cal Ripken. He will come 1 year, he will have one stance, and the next year was completely different. But he always paid up for him.
Right.
So it's important to be able to make adjustments.
Edgar, we really appreciate you stopping by. Hey, man, safe travels. Safe travels the rest of the way.
Yeah.
My goodness. No more 9-hour sit-downs. Oh, my goodness. And you're going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. There's no question about it.
Good to see you.
Edgar, all the best. Edgar Martinez is Zunino throwing down to try to get Upton. Goes off the glove. Brad Miller, Chris Taylor. And Upton with another stolen base. Justin is now 8 for 8 this season.
We'll take a look at pretty good jump. Mike comes out of the chute in good shape. It doesn't appear that he was able to get his feet squared up, maybe rushing a little bit, and that's the reason why he had a high throw.
Walker trying to get out of some 2-out difficulties right now with Upton, a speedy runner at second. He's thrown 17 pitches this inning. He's recorded his 3rd strikeout. 8 for 8 for Upton. Justin having a really good year, leading the club in home runs and RBIs in addition to those stolen bases. Off of Zunino's mask in helmet. Will Venable, the hitter.
It's great to have Edgar here. Great to have him in the organization working with those minor league kids. Hopefully they take advantage of all the knowledge he has. You see this foul ball goes right off the mask of Mike Zunino. But it's great to have him in the organization doing some things. Absolutely. Wealth of information right there. Taijuan 3-1 to Will Venable. On deck hitter is Will Middlebrooks. Big pitch here, 3-1. Bounced it to Morrison. They flip to Taijuan Walker. Pitches out of trouble. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. No score here at Safeco Field.
Ball on Root Sports, being brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor the BNSF Blast, and by Audi. Truth in engineering. Look at a weather system that is just parked over this great city and it is not moving. Can we ticket it? Have it move along. Logan Morrison going to lead things off. Morrison, Zunino, and Ackley against James Shields. Shift on against Lomo. This one popped up foul. Mariners couldn't capitalize in the first inning off of big game James. Got an infield hit and a walk, but then Cano and Cruz strike out. Seager rounded out the second. Lomo with a big home run. Hit it to one of the deeper parts of this ballpark. 1-2 pitch. 2 outs in the third in last night's game. Morrison 3 for 15, couple home runs on this homestand thus far. Last Friday, they had a game winner in the 11th against the A's. 1-1 from Shields. Breaking ball for strike 1 and 2. Lomo 5 for 17 against James with a home run. 5 Mariners starters have hit at least 1 home run off of Shields in previous encounters. Look at Shields' numbers. His innings pitch numbers looks like a guy who pitched back in the 60s.
He's always been that way. Tries to get deep into games. He's fairly efficient too. But again, his last 2 outings, he went 5 1/3 against Colorado, 6 innings against Arizona. Gave up 5 earned runs in each of those outings.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Lomo's gone. 3rd strikeout for Shields. He struck out 3 of the last 4 men now. Take a look at our lows never stop improving. And how about Mike Zunino? He said that day off on Sunday and then the day off on Monday. He said, stop thinking about things. Just got up there and reacted. Paid off.
Helps to clear the mind. A couple of days off for Mike, and he pays that off with a couple of home runs. 2 strikes on him both times as he hit those home runs. Now has 5 home runs on the year.
Talking to Lloyd McClendon about Mike Zunino. He says you got to remember he's got more major league at bats than he has minor league at bats. He had 364 minor league at bats. This is comes into tonight with 703 big league ABs. Classic learning on the job and blows that one right by Middlebrooks into the corner. Almonte going to dig it out. And there's Mike Zunino at second base with 1 out here in the 2nd inning. So for Mike Zunino, his 4th 2-base hit.
Another good sign from Mike is last night his home runs, both of them on breaking balls, and this is another off-speed pitch, 86 miles an hour. Hope that looked like it hit right at the edge of the cut of the grass. And Middlebrooks, the 3rd baseman, not able to get a glove on it. So that'll be a double for Mike. But his hands are in a great position to handle the off-speed pitches. It's good to see.
He said he feels like he's finally getting back to what we saw in the spring. Up the middle right field, which you talked a lot about. It's definitely pull crazy for the longest time here.
Yeah, I talked to Howard Johnson about him today. Zunino, that is, as Ackley steps in to hit.
Up the middle. Zunino will get to 3rd. With 2 away as Ackley's retired.
And one of the things that Howard Johnson was talking to me about with Mike is he said that, and he's right-handed, and he said he's so right-handed dominant at times. His right hand, as you take a look at Hojo, he and Andy Vance like working with the hitters, but he said that his right hand will take over, and that's the reason why I talk about it sometimes cutting the plate off. And he said that's a problem. So they've been doing a lot of drills with his left hand. Just one-handed drills to get his left hand working through the middle of the field of what we were talking about, Dave. And it's starting to pay off for him.
Here's Chris Taylor, 2 outs.
I think sometimes, too, it helps to just pick up a couple of hits. And along with the 2 home runs, he had a base hit last night. And those things help. It just takes the pressure off. And take a deep breath and realize you can still do this.
That was a big night for Mike. 3 for 4. Last 3 ABs. Single, home run, home run.
I think that single was big for him.
Now fouled by Taylor.
Now he starts off with a double in this game. So hopefully he'll take off and start moving in the right direction.
For Mike Z, that's his 4th hit on the homestand. Back-to-back games with hits. Two. Shields with 8 consecutive 200-plus innings pitched. Career best 249 back in 2011. Tampa Bay went 16-12 that year. 2-2. Starts tonight having pitched 1,952 and 2/3 innings in his 10 years. 2-2. Down the line, foul ball. He is as durable as we have in the game today. Signed as a free agent with the Padres February 11th. That is really late. 2-2.
Chris Taylor putting up a good fight. Next pitch will be 40 pitches for Shields.
Center fielder Venable. Right center field for Taylor. Pitch. Inside. Misses. Count runs full. Seth Smith on deck, the leadoff man for the Mariners. Got an infield hit. Taylor trying to pick up a run here, put the Mariners in front. Three and two. Struck him out as Norris holds on as James Shields records his 4th strikeout. First 2 innings. Strands a runner at third. No score. A couple of strong right-handers getting after Taijuan Walker and James Shields. This 2-game set with the Padres, the first post-game fireworks show of the year. Set for Friday, May 29th. Mariners host the Indians, and it'll be a salute to the 1990s with all the pyrotechnic effects synchronized to some of the biggest songs of the decade. For tickets, visit mariners.com. Will Middlebrooks, third baseman, leads off. Looks at a strike. Middlebrooks, Amarista, and Almonte, 8, 9, and 1. Taijuan through the first 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's not giving up a base hit. High and deep to left field. Looking up is Seth Smith. That ball's out of here. Will Middlebrooks with his 4th home run, 13th RBI, 1-0 San Diego here in the 3rd. Got it on a 1-1 pitch. He got some elevation on that one.
Take a look at it. It's a fastball, 94 miles an hour on the inside corner. And Middlebrooks able to get to it. One of the things that Taijuan is doing here the first time through the lineup is establishing his fastball. I think that's a good idea, but he pays for it right there. It was right on the inside corner, not a bad pitch.
6th home run Taijuan's given up. Paxton's given up 5. Iwakuma's given up 5. Amarista, the shortstop, 2-0. Back with a strike, 2-1. Slap to left. Seth Smith gets by him into the corner. Amarista with his 3rd double of the season. Heading the count 2-1. So 8, 9 hitters getting to Taijuan here in the 3rd.
Another fastball. This one at 93 miles an hour. You can see it slicing away from Smith in left field. Would not be surprised. Almonte is bunting here. Kyle Seager playing in at 3rd. Amarista with good speed out at second base.
See Ackley in center field, shading towards the left. Bunt. Zunino calls off Walker. Goes to Logan Morrison for the out. Sacrifice 2-3. Over to 3rd is Amarista. One away, runner at 3rd, a run in on the homer by Middlebrooks. It'll bring up Spangenberg. Mariners strikeout victim first time.
Mariners will bring their infield in.
One after him at 95. Taijuan just 5 innings. Last time out, no decision against Oakland. 3 innings at Houston prior start. Best outing, he got a win. It was at Texas. Went 7 innings of 6 hit, 1 run ball, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts back on April 27th.
See, he's really amped things up. First 2 fastballs back at 95 miles an hour for Taijuan. That one at 96.
Padres finishing up a long road trip. As Spangenberg looks at ball 1, they'll be going home to play Washington for 4 and the Cubs for 3. Then an easy road trip. They go to Dodgers for 3 and the Angels for 3. 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
All fastballs so far, trying to elevate the last two, see if he can get him to chase it. Come back with that good changeup right here.
2-2. Left field, sending Seth Smith back in the corner. Makes the catch, and Amarista will waltz home. And the Padres lead now is 2-0 on the sac fly by Spangenberg. Picks up his second run batted in. Two away now here in the third.
Well, he goes with the fastball, and it's in the middle of the plate. A bit of a late swing, but it gets the job done.
There's Matt Kemp flied out to right. Kemp, a long-time Dodger. And surplus of outfielders in L.A. They were able to move him to San Diego. San Diego opened up their coffers and brought in Kemp and Upton, Shields. Able to fight that off.
And again, all fastballs.
The 0-2. Ball ones and need a quick conference. Mike with a few encouraging words like a caddy. Put a good smooth swing on this one. We'll get out of it. I always like hearing those guys when they say we. Right? Nice play by Seager. Retires Kemp. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. Padres lead it 2-0. Team Store Fan Dream Sticks contest. It's going on right now, so join in when you stop by any of the 5 convenient Mariners team stores to sign up. You're going to automatically be entered to win one of 10 great prizes, including authentic Mariners apparel, a photo with a player, or even a chance to throw out the first pitch. Stop by Mariners team store to enter. Have good gear in there to get for you. For Seth Smith, as we get to the top of the order, Mariners trying to win the 5th consecutive game. It'll be Smith, Miller, and Cano. 1, 2, and 3. It's inside to Smith. They got an infield single. Lead off the home first.
That is some run support. Almost 8 runs a game for James Shields. And the Padres third in the National League in runs scored. And right now they have the shift on again with Smith hitting. Seth able to pick up a base hit going the other way. Middlebrooks, the third baseman, the only one on the left side of the infield. He was able to get a piece of it, but solid base hit for Seth.
Shields in 14 previous starts against the Mariners has a record of 4-4 with a 4.02 ERA. Mariners have hit .251 against him. 91 Ks and 21 walks. They had 4 Ks here tonight, 1 walk. Popped up. Venable taking charge. One away.
Take a look at the pitches for James Shields. Fastball 41% again. He will really mix it up. See the curveball at 21%, his changeup at 19, cutter at 19. Makes it difficult. And he can hit 95 still at times. Typically his fastball would be about 92 miles an hour, but he will use all of his pitches at any point in the count. He can pitch backwards if he wants to. He will not give in to the hitters.
Brad Miller walked in a 3-2 pitch. One down here in the third. Strike one to Brad. DHing again. Fourth time. Brad has been in the DH role, and the Mariners are 3-0. With him manning this spot. Four consecutive wins for the Mariners, and they've won 5 of their last 7 to get to 2 games under 500. Start today, 3rd place behind Houston and the Angels. 2-2 here to Brad. Two pitch. Out back. Houston and the Giants tied 3-3, bottom 8 in Houston. Boston beat Oakland 2-0, and Marcus Semien had another throwing error. It was in the 8th inning and cost them a run, and they went on to lose. Had 5 errors in his last 6 games. 2-2. Strike 3 called. Brad gone. That's the 5th strikeout. James Shields, his first one looking this evening. 2 down. Make sure you step up your hat game. You're going to get a chance to do it when you join us at Safeco Field Friday night. Mariners meet the Red Sox, and the first 20,000 fans going to get a Mariners fedora featuring the team's retro colors. For tickets to Fedora Night, visit mariners.com. 2 away here in the 3rd. Home run by Middlebrooks and a sac fly by Spangenberg has San Diego up 2-0. Robbie Cano struck out in a 2-2 pitch with runners at 1st and 2nd in the 1st inning. A lot of pitches getting fouled off.
Well, I think a big part of it is, one, changing speeds, something that Shields is really good at. But when you look at the EQC tracer, you're going to see a lot of pitches on the red line, and if he misses, they're off the plate. And he's trying to get guys to chase. You won't see too many pitches in the middle of the plate unless it's early in the count when he just wants to get ahead with a fastball. But for the most part, he's going to pitch around the edges.
2 balls, 1 strike. Mark Grant, who does color on the telecast for the Padres, stopped by, and he was saying he had never seen so many balls get squared up this season so far for the Padres, giving up 50 home runs, the most in the bigs, and Shields has given up 11, up 2, the most in the bigs. They're fouling off. bushel full here tonight.
Well, tonight he seems to be on his game again. I'm watching all these pitches, and he's changing speeds, using them all. We showed you his pitch selection. Only 41% fastballs. The rest of it, all of his off-speed pitches. But he's on the corners right now. And again, if he misses, he's missing off the plate. Not too many opportunities in the middle of the plate.
2 out, nobody on, and a 2-2 pitch. Counts run full.
The good news is he's got 56 pitches as he works here in the third.
Listen, Cruz is on deck if Cano can keep the inning alive. Three and 2. To left field, waiting for it is Almonte. Inning played perfectly. A 1-2-3 third for Shields. Padres lead at 2-0. Sports being brought to you by Steel. To find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealer.com. By Vern Funk. Bad luck can hit anyone. Insure with the 13th man. And by the Rockwood Fired Kitchen. Pizza, burgers, spirits. When you look at Citgo Field, the left field entrance, Robbie Cano's poster adorning it. 2-0 San Diego. Taijuan Walker to face Justin Upton, Dan Gervis, Solarte, and Derek Norris. Real quick personal note. Send out our best wishes and in a few cases condolences to folks who were in that Amtrak accident in Philadelphia yesterday. I've ridden that train countless times. I've been on that curve countless times. I know exactly where that thing hit. And it's an absolute shame. Justin Upton walking a stolen base in his first time up. Let's take a look at the Lexus pitching matchup. See how these guys stack up against each other. Taijuan and Justin Upton, good friends, represented by the same representation firm as Taylor records the out. A couple of years ago, there was talk that Upton was going to come to Seattle in a trade for Taijuan Walker when Upton was in Atlanta, but he used his no trade contest in his contract, the clause in his contract, to nix that deal. Here's Solarte lined out to right field his first time up. Three strikeouts, 1 walk for Taijuan. Solarte, a switch hitter. Breaking ball fouled off.
Taijuan. Looks as if he's going to start mixing in some of his off-speed pitches. The first pitch changeup, that last pitch is curveball at 74 miles an hour. First time through the lineup, a lot of fastballs. He has a good one tonight, including that last one at 95.
As you mentioned, just his 18th big league game, his 15th start at this level. Swing and a miss. Tagged by Zanino. What kind of growth are you seeing here in Taijuan?
Well, I think, again, the one thing, I talked to Rick Waits today about him, and Rick said that he wants him to continue to establish his fastball, use his fastball. He has a good one. This is a good breaking ball, and that's the reason why. You throw your fastball enough, you can throw some breaking balls in the dirt and get him to chase it. So far here, first time now, the second time through the lineup, he's been at 90% fastballs in this game, and I think we'll start to see him throw more breaking balls and changeups. And I think that that's the way that he should go. I think he has to have a presence out there. And you can tell he's a big man and be willing to throw your fastball and pitch inside. But again, it's going to be a work in progress, Dave, as you look at him. He's a young man. I thought one of the interesting things that Rick had talked to me about is he said for Taijuan, they're just starting to get an understanding of what he needs to do, not on the day that he pitches, but the 4 days in between, and what that is going to look like, his bullpen session, his workouts. Have to figure all those things out.
Down the line, that will get foul. 1-2 to Derek Norris, the catcher.
And I asked Rick, I said, do you treat Taijuan and James Paxton, two young pitchers that you have, both of them power pitchers, the same? And he said, no, different personalities. They think about things differently. You can't do that. And he said, in fact, on those days where they're all working, he said every one of the pitchers, the starters, has a different routine that they go through. And he said for Taijuan, because he is so young, they're just trying to find what works for him in between the four so that he's at his strongest every fifth day when he takes the mound. And that takes some time. So along with what he's trying to deal with in the game, it's that time in between that he has to figure out.
He's got Norris 2-2, 2 out, nobody on here in the fourth. 2-0 lead for San Diego. Home run and a sac fly in the third. Home run by Middlebrooks and a sac fly by Spangenberg. I've seen Norris plenty when he was with the Oakland Athletics. He came in as the only starter who had previously faced Taijuan Walker. He was 0 for 1. Two. Will Venable on deck. Three-two pitch. Line foul. Look out. Padres will be going home, and as we mentioned, the Mariners will wrap up this homestand. 4 games with the Boston Red Sox. 3-2 pitch, strike 3 called. Norris knew it. 5th strikeout for Taijuan Walker. Coming up, Cruz, Seager, and Morrison, and the Mariners home 4th.
Welcome back to Safeco Field. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth. The Padres leading the Mariners 2-0. Taijuan Walker there, needing a few runs. Hi, everyone. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk. Not sure what you're doing this Saturday, but I think I'll throw this out there. We have got another Coors Light Silver Bullet Saturday this weekend, May 16th versus the Red Sox. The first 400 fans, 21 and older in the pen, during happy hour at the Rail Bar, receive a Silver Bullet Saturday t-shirt and extended happy hour pricing until first pitch. Plus, fans will have the opportunity to win a custom Coors Light Refresherator, autographed Mariners merchandise, tickets, and more. Hey, Dave, Mike, if you guys go out there again this Saturday, just try to make it up to first pitch in time, okay?
Isn't that the truth? All right, Angie, thank you. Nelson Cruz leading off here in the bottom of the fourth. Kyle Seager and Logan Morrison to follow. Nelly struck out in a 2-2 pitch. A couple of men on in the first inning when the Mariners threatened and did not score. Slicing drive by the American League's leading hitter, Nelson Cruz, base hit. Good start to the Mariners' fourth.
Interesting. The Padres have the shift on as you take a look at this swing by Nelson Cruz. We had Edgar Martinez in here earlier in the ballgame, and he talked about Nelson staying through the middle of the field, and that's what he does right here. Max Venable, the center fielder, fortunate. That ball almost skipped by him. But it'll be a single for Nelson.
I expect the power, but you get up in the morning and look at the league leaders, and there he is leading the league in hitting. How about that? Kyle Seager grounded out to second base in his first at bat. Bouncing ball, Middlebrooks. There's one. Seager beats it out. They get the lead runner.
Right off the end of the bat for Kyle, and Middlebrooks, the third baseman, gets the lead runner. Good hard slide by Nelson Cruz. Amarista, the shortstop, not able to get much on the throw at all. Typically they shift with Kyle. This will be the shortstop taking the throw.
5-6 fielder's choice. Logan Morrison, a strikeout victim, back in the second. Ball one to Logan. Mariners hitting .239 against right-hand pitching, .255 against lefties on this season so far. This game number 33. 1-0. Make it 2-0. Shields ready, 2-0. Woo! Man, that ball gets smoked. Everybody's safe. Thank goodness James Shields is a great athlete and he was able to get out of the way. Wow. Talk about return to sender.
Take a look at this. You can't hit a ball much harder, and watch Shields on the mound as this goes flying by. That just missed him. That'll be a base hit for Logan Morrison. Again, he's been a hot hitter for the Mariners. Looks like a changeup.
Wow.
Wow is right.
Oh, my goodness. If you seen that Stanton home run, the one he hit out of Dodger Stadium last night, I would think any pitcher that faces him feels that way every time, right?
That's a good point.
Man, oh, man. Tying runs are aboard. My favorite. I mean, the fact that he hit it 8 miles, but I love watching the video of the dude watching it go over his head. That was great. If you didn't see that, folks, last night, Stanton hit one completely out of Dodger Stadium. Only the 5th time it's happened. And Lomo, boy, he got his money's worth on that one.
Take another look at Shields as he delivers the changeup and his reaction to this line drive. Oof. so far. They've had runners in scoring position, and now 3 out of the 4 innings that they've played. 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They need somebody to come up with a big base hit for him. Hot hitter Mike Zunino, 3 for 4 last night, a double his first time up in this one.
Looks at a strike, 2-1.
And that's an example of what I was talking about with Shields. 2-0 count. I think you're going to get a fastball, and he drops a slider in there. 88 miles an hour for a strike.
That's what Lloyd was talking about. He's learning how to understand the competition, who's out there, situations, that kind of stuff.
Right.
2-1. Off the fist, foul ball, 2-2.
See that pitch in off the plate. And unfortunately, Dave, there's no getting around it. You just have to put the time in, keep working hard at it, learn as you go. You mentioned it, more major league at bats than minor league at bats for Mike.
Got a 2-2 count, couple of men aboard and 1 out. Mariners down 2-0. Full count. Dustin Ackley awaits. Two runs, 2 hits, no errors for San Diego. No runs, 4 hits for the Mariners. 3-2 to Mike. Bounce foul. Mariners trying to capitalize here. Fouled off. The other thing, Lloyd talked about Zunino's recent run, that he's been some at bats where he's put some tough pitches in play, and that's very important.
Yes. Yeah, and again, I think also taking advantage of mistakes, which is what we saw last night on a couple of breaking balls. You have to be in a good position, especially with 2 strikes, to handle that, and Mike was able to do it last night.
3-2. Struck him out. Shields, 6 strikeout. 2 down here in the 4th with 2 on.
Logan Morrison, we talked about him being a hot hitter, but if you look at the miles per hour of batted balls, Logan Morrison ranks 6th. Give you an idea how hard he's hitting the baseball. 94.6 miles per hour. And I would venture to guess the one he hit right back up the middle of Shields was closer to 100.
Sold.
No surprise to see Stanton on there.
No. Ackley going to try to get something going here with 2 outs. Looks at strike 1. Ackley 1 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt last night. Struck out twice. One and 1. Shields a big man at 6'3", 215, born in Newhall, California. 16th round pick of the Rays back in the year 2000. Good count here for Ackley, 2-1. Cruz singled, eliminated on a 4 out. Seager reached on a fielder's choice, takes second on the infield hit by Morrison. Zunino strikes out, and now 2-1 to Ackley. Here comes the 2-1. Way outside, 3-1. Chris Taylor was on deck. He struck out his first time. Good opportunity here, 3-1. Bounce foul, 3-2.
And he came right back with a changeup again.
Pretty consistent with what we've seen from Shields over the years, right?
Yes. He's just going to continue to mix things up and pitch right on the edges of the plate.
Mariners saw him once last year. 5 runs, 9 hits, 4 strikeouts, and a walk in 7 innings. June 20th in Kansas City. Got a no decision. And Eckley strikes out. Strands 2 in the 4th. Shields and the Padres lead it 2-0. Still too many clouds here in the Emerald City, but we're enjoying baseball nonetheless here at Safeco Field. Make sure you stick around after the game for Mariners postgame. It's presented by Delta Airlines. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports crew with you. 2-0 San Diego lead. Finale of a quick 2-game set. Padres got a home run from Will Middlebrooks and a sac fly by Corey Spangenberg in the 3rd inning. Here's Will Venable to lead off. His daddy Max coaches for the Mariners. Bakersfield Blaze in the California League. His daddy Max, good player, 12 years in the bigs. Will, first team all Ivy League selection in both basketball and baseball at Princeton, joining Chris Young holding that distinction. Very right-handed position player roster. Well, one of the few lefties on this ball club. Graduated from Princeton, a degree in anthropology. Fly ball left field. Seth Smith is there, one away. Well, Will Middlebrooks, the former Boston Red Sox. He got the Padres on the board as we take a look at our Columbia Bank difference of the game.
Ended up getting a fastball 93 miles an hour on the inside corner, and he hits it out in the Padres bullpen. For Middlebrooks, his 4th home run on the year.
Padres started tonight 7th in the National League in homers. Taijuan Walker tonight 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, giving up 2 runs on 2 hits. Good to see James Paxton get a win last night. First win since September 12 of last year, going 6 innings. Taiwan back with strike 2. Pretty good survival instincts by Paxton, walking 5 and still coming away with the win.
What I liked about it is he lost the feel, command of his fastball, but still used it and was able to get out of some of those innings because of that. That overpowering fastball, at times he was at 97 miles an hour.
High fly ball, center field. It's going to stay in the yard. Ackley's there. Justin Upton was telling me, he says, hey man, who is that kid? He's nice.
Yeah. And he's a big left-hander that throws 97.
Well, and
last night, I wasn't real sure where it was going after the first inning, which was a bit surprising because it cruised through the first inning.
Right. And that was the thing that Justin talked about. He said, man, he's so big. I said, yeah, he's 6'5". And he said, yeah, add that arm, too. It's 6'7" coming downhill.
Right over the top. You're right.
It's got to be some sight. First time you see a guy like that, right? Here's Amarista. Double to left. Scored on a home run by Middlebrooks. Check that on the sac fly by Spencer. 1-1. I know you faced off against Randy Johnson, but who was the next tallest guy that you faced out there? You're looking out there going, holy mackerel, who's this guy?
From what I can remember, Chuck Finley was tall.
Yeah. That's 6'5", 6'6".
6'6", yeah.
It's a good pitcher. Two and two the count. Struck him out. Taiwan Walker, half a dozen strikeouts, throws a 1-2-3 fifth. The Mariners come back. It'll be Chris Taylor, Seth Smith, and Brad Miller here at Safeco Field. Percentage riding is easy. Just ask our rider's guide, available at soundtransit.org. 9-1-2 coming up for the Mariners here in the bottom of the fifth inning against James Shields, who struck out 7, walked 1, no runs on 4 hits. Chris Taylor, strikeout victim first time. 6 strike 1. How about Corey Kluber? Cleveland Indians gets his first victory of the season. Those 8 innings, strikes out 18 Cardinals and took a no-no into the 7th. Fly ball, right field, backing up. Kemp on the track makes the catch. One down, and make sure you follow the Mariners all season long with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is the up-to-the-moment app with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat for your smartphone or tablet. It is well worth it.
For the Mariners, this will be the third time through the lineup. Next pitch will be 80 for Shields. Let's see what kind of adjustments the Mariners can make to him.
Shift on against Smith. Breaking ball, strike one. 2 third-inning runs for San Diego. Middlebrooks home run, sac fly, Spangenberg.
Seth has one of the 4 base hits.
One. Bounce it up there. Good to have Edgar Martinez on earlier in the ball game. Stopped by and talked about his new gig as a roving hitting instructor for the organization. 2-1. Having seen 2 go-rounds with Shields, what's your approach? You go up there looking for some breaking balls, and when you get into fastball counts, look for the off-speed stuff?
Well, I think instead of getting all over the place and trying to cover everything, I think you have to try to pick out something. And he's mixing it up pretty well. I think it's not a bad idea, Dave, as you mentioned, when you get ahead in the count, to maybe sit on something off speed, which is difficult to do because most hitters want to hit the fastball. His fastball looks better, though, once he's ahead of you because that's when he's using it. So it makes it a little more difficult. You mentioned Edgar. I was talking to Edgar over on the radio side. He was on the pregame show over there. And we brought up Pedro Martinez. And he said Pedro was difficult because Pedro had 4+ pitches. And he said on a given night, he would go up to the plate and sit on just 1 pitch. He said he couldn't cover all 4, didn't try to. Tried to do his homework the best that he could and sit on a pitch. And he said when pitchers are on their game, especially veteran pitchers, which Shields is, you're better off looking for one particular pitch than trying to cover everything. And these guys are going through the lineup for the 3rd time. They should have a pretty good idea of what they want to do.
2-0 to Brad, who's walked and struck out looking tonight.
And I think the difficult thing with him tonight is he's not only doing an excellent job of mixing everything up, pitching behind or backwards at times, but he's been on the edges of the plate. He's not giving him too many pitches in the middle of the plate, whether it's his breaking ball, changeup, or fastball.
He's going 3-0.
When he's missing, he is going to miss off the plate as Canoe's on deck.
Intimate crowd, 14,547. Big crowds expected this weekend for the Red Sox. Good sized crowd tomorrow. You should jump on those tickets, and we look forward to seeing you here at Safeco Field. 3-1 to Brad Miller. Hit pretty well. Deep left center field. That's going to leave the yard. Home run, Brad Miller. And we get a 2-1 ball game. Brad with his 2nd homer this season. And 10th run batted in. Hit it a long way by the lefty swinging DH tonight. Hit it into the pen.
I'll say going opposite barrel into the pen. And Brad, he's one of the few. He gets a fastball at 91 miles an hour. It's going to be right in the middle of the plate. Did you take a look at our Alaska Supermo and the swing by Brad Miller? That is a fastball right in the middle. One of the few we've seen, and he ends up hitting it out into the pen, out in the left center field. Give you an idea of the type of pop that he has in his bat. That's an impressive home run.
Venable took about 3 steps with the courtesy look. That ball was gone. Brad Miller, first home run since April 8th against the Angels. That was here at Safeco Field. 415 feet on that blast. Got a 2-1 ball game. On an 0 to Cano, a strikeout and a line out tonight. This will be just over the head of Spengenberg. Base hit for Robbie Cano, tying run aboard with 2 outs.
It's a big base hit for the Mariners after the home run. Get on base. We'll take a look at this. Is going to jam. Robbie gets in on his hands a little bit, but gets just enough of it to get it into right field, because that will bring up Nelson Cruz. So with 2 outs, an opportunity for the Mariners to score a few more runs with Cruz stepping in. What a year he's having. Cruz had a solid base hit his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Had a line drive into right center field. The Padres will keep the shift on with him hitting.
Cruz starting today with just stellar credentials. Take a look at this blast he hit last night. Is there a better sound in baseball?
I don't think so.
Oh, 1 pitch. Oof, boy, that went off the mask of Marty Foster. And Derek Norris and Shields and Cruz should give him a couple minutes to shake that baby off. Look at that. Boom, flush.
This is one of those situations, Dave, that we've talked about. The Padres have the shift on with Cruz right now. The entire right side of the infield is wide open. But because it's Nelson Cruz with 2 outs, you don't want to see him just try to hit a little ground ball over there. His job right now is to try to at least tie this game up, but not give him the lead.
American League batting average leader, home runs, slugging, total bases, extra bases, and home run ratio. He's got an 0-2 count. Taylor led off flying out to right. Smith popped up to the shortstop. Home run Miller and base hit Cano. 0-2 to Nelly. Outside for ball 1. There you have it. Mark Teixeira having a good year, but Nelly Cruz leading the way. Hanley Ramirez, Mike Trout, and Stephen Vogt. 1-2. Cano takes off, pitch outside, throw down to second, not in time. Cano's first stolen base of the season. He's 1 for 3.
Pretty good jump. Gets a good pitch to run on. It's a fastball, but it's well off the plate. Norris having to reach for it. As you take a look at the slide by Cano. Now a ground ball through the right side will work.
2 outs and a 2-2 pitch. Runner at second. Struck him out. For James Shields, his 8th strikeout. The Mariners do get on the board. The home run by Brad Miller to make it a 2-1 ball game. Sports being brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Jack in the Box, Jack's hottest sandwiches back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Good look at happenings at Edgar Martinez Cantina. Edgar's out in left field. The great DH was with us earlier, now with the ball club as a roving hitting instructor. What a magnificent career. 18 years, .312 batting average. Two-time batting titles. Two-time batting champion. Here's Abraham Almonte as we get to the top of the order here for San Diego. 1-0 pitch from Taiwan. Slap to left field. Seth Smith makes the catch. One out. Almonte 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. That brings up Corey Spangenberg. Strikeout and a sacrifice fly. Seth out in left field. Smitty in his 6th game out there. Spangenberg. Taiwan tonight, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Shields has struck out 8 and walked 1. 2-1 ball game.
Talked about him throwing his fastball tonight. And first time through the lineup, he was at 91%. Second time through, dropped all the way down to 88%. He's mixing in a few changeups and curveballs, but for the most part, just staying with the good fastball. That's the 3rd time through the lineup for the Padres.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Comes back nicely. Two pitch. Fought that off. Padres starting tonight, 3rd place in the National League West, 6 games behind the Dodgers, half game behind the defending champion Giants. Taiwan can't find it. Recovers. No, and a great save by Logan Morrison.
Really good play. It'll be an infield hit.
Taiwan tried his best. Logan Morrison again, fine work coming off that bag. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. The Boston Red Sox come to town for 4. Mariners will be in Baltimore next week. Toronto, and the trip will conclude with games against the Tampa Bay Rays before the Mariners return home again. Next homestand will feature Cleveland, the Yankees, and Tampa Bay. Here's Matt Kemp. Runner goes, and that ball hit hard left field. Smith will play it on the hop, and here come the Padres. Kemp aggressive on this approach here.
Again, a lot of fastballs from Taiwan, and gets one there at 93 miles an hour and lines it into left field. Rick Waite's the pitching coach, making a trip out to the mound. Joe Beimel starting to get loose in the pen. Taiwan, 93 pitches, 59 strikes for him.
Joe Beimel heating up. Take a look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. In the West, the Astros start today 4.5 up on the Angels, 5 on the Mariners. Rangers trying to make their way to 500. The A's have already lost their ball game. They lost the getaway day game today. The Red Sox beat them 2-0 behind Wade Miley. Texas beat Kansas City 5-2. Ball 1 to Justin Upton, who's walked, stole a base. That was back in the 2nd. Then popped up to the shortstop. 1-1.
For Taiwan, you can see his velocity jump up again back to 95. Last handful of fastballs he was throwing around 93 miles an hour.
Houston beat the Giants 4-3. Qualls the win in relief. 1-1. Popped up. Ball at 2 strikes. 1 out and 2 on here in the San Diego top of the 6th. Taylor and Cano double play depth up the middle. 1-2 to Upton. Ball 2.
Tried a cutter and missed off the plate away at 90 miles an hour.
Two. Fly ball center field deep. Going back, Ackley. Makes the catch up against the wall. Gets it back in as Spengenberg tags and goes to third. 2 down. Upton drove that a long way. 2 outs.
It looked like if he tried to just golf it out. One of the better fastballs from Walker. 96 miles an hour at the knees on the inside corner, and he just drops the barrel to it. Ackley able to get right up against the fence to make the catch.
Austin Jackson still on the DL. Still having some trouble in terms of cutting and running straight ahead. It's okay, and he swung the bat well, according to Lloyd McClendon. Still a ways from getting back. Here's Solarte, and we're talking about Ackley's in center field because who else does he have? Two 2-0 to Solarte, who's lined out to right and struck out. The Yak attack covering some ground out there in center field. Now Walker goes 3-0. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. Pretty good hitter on deck is Derek Norris. Runner goes. That ball hit to right field. Cruz is right there to make the catch. So 6 innings for Taijuan Walker. 2 runs on 4 hits. He struck out 6 and walked 1. Seager, Morrison, and Zunino coming up. 2-1. And with the EQC military discount, the Mariners say thanks to our troops by offering 10% off select seats to nearly all home games to U.S. Armed Forces members. Choose from main, terrace, or view level seats when you present your military ID at Safeco Field's box office. 2-1 ball game. San Diego in front as we come to you from above the A at Safeco Field. Kyle Seager, Logan Morrison, and Mike Zunino against James Shields. He's K'd 8, walked 1. The only run he's given up, a home run to Brad Miller with 2 outs in the 5th.
It's good to see Taijuan Walker work out of a little bit of a jam right there. Shields on top of his game. I'm sure Taijuan knows that he probably can't give up any more runs, and Lloyd leaves him out there to get out of the inning, and he was able to do it.
Good confidence builder.
Yes.
1-0 to Seager. Make it 2-0. Seager ground out to second base in the first inning and reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th.
For Shields now at 100 pitches.
Dale Thayer starting to heat up.
Shields high so far this year, 111. That was against Houston.
3-0 to Seager. Looks at a strike. Mariners trying to win their 5th consecutive ball game. If they do, they'll be a game under 500. With the Red Sox coming to town tomorrow. 3-1. And Kyle thought he had a free pass. Count goes full.
3-1 changeup.
It goes back to what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm surprised to see Kyle take the 3-0 pitch. I thought that maybe he would turn it loose. I'm sure he had the green light if he wanted to. At least in that count, you're relatively sure you're going to get a fastball.
Here comes the 3-2. Time call. Second walk. You can hear Shields disgust with himself. A leadoff walk puts a tying run aboard. Now bring up Logan Morrison. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Folks, if you're just joining us, Logan Morrison hit a ball right back through the box. That had to have been one of the harder balls. The ball that Cruz wins the Texas game on that Sunday was hit real hard. This was right up there with it. Almost undressed James Shields. Got an infield hit. The shortstop was able to keep it in front. It was 110 miles an hour coming off his bat. Look at this. Yowza.
That will help his average at 94.6.
Talking about the speed, the MPH coming off the bat. That's a good call. 1-0.
Logan is 6th in the big leagues at 94.6 miles an hour average velocity of the ball coming off his bat. 110.
Oh, man.
What did we have Cruz earlier this year? 118.
Yeah, that was a base hit through the hole to win that Sunday game a couple of weeks ago against Texas. Mariners thought about drawing down the first, lost it on the transfer. 2 balls, 1 strike. James Shields with a record of 4-0. 4.25 ERA. Got a 3-3 record here at Safeco Field in 7 previous starts. Seager back safely. signing with Bud Black's team back in February. Bud Black, good pitcher. 5 big league teams in 15 years, 121 victories. 2-1 pitch. 3-1.
Well, for James Shields, his pitch count now at 107, and he appears to be getting a little frustrated with himself. Does not seem to have the command of his off-speed pitches that he did earlier in the ball game.
Morrison now with 6 career hits against Shields. The infield hit we just showed you. One of those hits a home run. 2-1 pitch. That was a 3-1 pitch, and now he's aboard with a walk, and Shields talking to Marty Foster. But Black going to come out and talk to his right-hander. Back-to-back walks here in the 6th. 3 walks in the evening, for the evening.
Well, Dale Thayer, the right-hander out in the pen for the Padres, he's certainly ready to go, but Bud Black has not made a call to the pen yet.
Gonna stick with him. 5th time this season Shields has gone beyond the 100 pitch mark. Zunino, big night last night.
A couple of breaking balls that he hit out of the ballpark. And he has a double in this game on a breaking ball. His last time up, Shields switched up, threw a few more fastballs to him, was able to strike him out. So this will be interesting what they want to do right here. Middlebrooks, the third baseman, is playing back.
Nobody out. Runners at first and second. Tying run at second. The go-ahead run, Morrison at first. Long foul ball. 0-1.
And that was on the fastball.
The 0-1 to Mike Z. Shows bunt. Gets it down. Foul. Reminds us of the incident in Houston. Couldn't get the bunt down a couple of strikes, and then he went boom left center field with a home run.
I don't think he's been asked to bunt a lot in his life. Right. And typically when you're going through the minor leagues and you go to each level, you'll work on those things, especially in the lower level, but Mike wasn't there. So I don't think he's been asked to bunt much at all. And you can see Shields at 110 pitches now.
Going to match a season high with this pitch right here. Good job by Norris. 1-2.
He was fortunate to come up with that. You can see the way the ball bounced up, curveball.
Zunino in the minor leagues, 0 sacrifices. 1-2 now. It's all about hitting. Big gap left center field. Struck him out. 9 strikeouts for Shields. 1 away with 2 on here in the 6th.
Take a look at another off-speed pitch. It looks like the curveball. Michael swing over the top of it. They really need somebody to come up with a big base hit. So far tonight, the Mariners 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position.
Stranded 6 so far. Ackley takes first pitch. It's ball 1. Dustin tonight a ground out to short and strikeout. Good opportunity here. 1 out, 2 on. 2-0.
There you can see it. Tough night hitting with runners in scoring position. The Mariners with a lot of opportunities.
They were 4 for 10 in that category last night. Here's a 2-0. This will be a double play. Arista over to Solarte. The threat dies in the 6th. 7th inning coming up in a 2-1 ball game. Game changer. Mr. Walker acquitted himself quite nicely over 6 innings.
Well, I thought that he really did. He had a good fastball tonight at times, topping out at 96 miles an hour, and he used it a lot. That was a good changeup. But a lot of fastballs from Taiwan. Really pitched well. Working his way through 6 innings tonight. Giving up the 2 runs. One a solo home run. And then a double followed after that. Moved him over. Sacrifice fly. But overall, 6 innings, 4 hits. Just 4 hits. 2 runs they were earned. 1 walk. That's a good number for Taiwan. Had 6 strikeouts, 102 pitches. 63 of those were for strikes. Joe Beimel is going to take over. His 4th appearance on the year has yet to give up a run. And 2 1/3 opponents hitting just 125 against Joe.
Good to have Beimel back. Joe B back on May 6th when we were down in Anaheim. Derek Norris will be his first hitter. Norris couple strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking. Norris, Venable, and Middlebrooks. There's a strike. Popped up. There comes Cruz. Cano going back. Yields to Cruz. 1 away. Former Mariner Brendan Maurer heating up. Sent to San Diego for Seth Smith. Was a starter and then had a lot of success as a reliever with the Mariners. He turned into a reliever. Let's go out there, throw gas, son, and that's what he did.
He was 97 to 99 miles an hour with a hard slider.
Abraham Almonte, Sean Kelly, and Maurer, all ex-Mariners with the San Diego Ball Club. Broken bat, base hit. So 1-out base runner here in the 7th. For the Padres, and Safeco Field's going to be filled with the sights and sounds of the 1940s this Saturday, where the Mariners take on the Red Sox. We're saluting the Seattle Steelheads and the Negro Leagues as both teams will wear vintage uniforms. For tickets to turn back the clock night, visit Mariners.com. I hope we hear a lot of Benny Goodman as they play some of the great music in the 1940s. Joe Stafford.
I bet you can make that happen. You know people.
I do. And you know what? The people who play music here, they know their stuff. If I say, hey, give me some Joe Stafford, Peggy Lee, Doris Day, Ella Fitzgerald, Glenn Miller, American classics. Joe with the best daggone near illegal move I've ever seen. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, he makes a lot of base runners uncomfortable. And now he's looking for a double play ball.
I'll be happy to get one here. Seager, Gold Glove play. Nicely done. Throws out Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks a third baseman. Can appreciate that play. Mike, I know you do.
That's one of the areas that Kyle has really improved on, and making that barehanded play. The toughest part is the throw, to make an accurate throw, and Kyle has learned to throw it well inside. The ball typically, when you throw from this arm angle, is going to tail. Kyle, understanding that, makes a quality throw to first base for Logan Morrison. And he's out. Good play. Another look at it in our Alaska Supermo, and the stretch by Morrison. Just getting him. Padres tonight 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position.
Got a pinch hitter here for Amarista. It'll be Jed Jerko. And they're going to put him on. Jerko in last night's game started at second base, went 1 for 4.
Abraham Almonte on deck.
Create a force at every base here. Almonte 0 for 2 at the sacrifice. Now Clint Barmas is going to come out and he'll run for Jed Jerko. So 2 on, 2 out. 1 run advantage for the San Diego Padres. Almonte, a .250 hitter against lefty pitcher. Slaps it the other way. Look at this. They're going to send a runner. Cruz, double clutch, throws to third. Runner at third's out. Great throw by Cruz. The run does count, and the Padres have a 3-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Consider how a Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list. Play today. Cloudy night here. Protected by the roof. Safeco Field. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. How about Abraham Almonte, the former Mariners, slaps one through the hole right side. Cruz, seeing that he didn't have a play at home, throws to third and throws out Barmas, trying to go first to third for the third out, but the run did count.
And you were right. Cruz was looking to home, and he took that little extra crow hop once he decided he wasn't going to have the runner at the plate. Brandon Maurer going to take over for the Padres. James Shields out of the game.
Well, this will be a change. Gear up for the fastball, boys. Clint Barmas takes over at shortstop.
For Maurer on the year, a 2.87 ERA.
Chris Taylor's first hitter. He did go, says Marty Foster. Barmas taking over at shortstop. It'll be Taylor, Smith, and Miller against Brandon Maurer. And fooled again.
He was thinking along with you, Dave.
Yes, indeed.
Thought he was going to get some fastballs. Both pitches that he swung at sliders off the plate away.
Strike three called. Taylor gone.
And another slider on the outside corner.
So one away. And here comes Seth Smith. And these two guys were traded for each other. Big shift on again for Seth. Strike one. Smitty tonight. Infield hit. Fly out and a pop out. 1 for 3. Smith 1 for 4 against Maurer. And Maurer pumping in some strikes. Mauer's pretty pumped up when I saw him yesterday. Glad to be back here in Seattle. See a lot of his old buddies. One and two. 0-2 to Seth. Mariners have had their chances. They left 2 on in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 1 in the sixth. Fooled on that pitch, 2 down. Brad Miller. Last time up, 3-1 pitch, 2 out, nobody on. This is what he did to James Shields. Hit that a long way going opposite field. For Brad, his second homer of the season. Top foul.
So far, a lot of off-speed pitches for Brandon Maurer. He's shown a good fastball. 95, 97 miles an hour. There's the 0-1 to Brad.
Diving stop there by Middlebrooks. Recovers nicely in a perfect throw on 1-2-3 7th. 8th inning coming up. 3-1 Padres. Series, and the Padres have a 3-1 lead as we play the 8th. Corey Spangenberg, Matt Kemp, Justin Upton against Joe Bimel. Spangenberg drove in a run in the 3rd. It was the 2nd run for San Diego. It was a sacrifice fly. That was after Will Middlebrooks led off that frame with a home run. And then in the 7th inning, an RBI single by Abraham Almonte for the 3rd tally. That's going to get down for a base hit. Checking with Angie Menting.
Guys, thanks so much. The Boston Red Sox right now making their way up the left coast, coming in for 4 against your Seattle Mariners after we wrap up this short 2-game series. And this is what we've got coming up. It's our CenturyLink links to what's next. Joe Kelly versus Rowanus. Jay Happ goes in game 2. Felix Hernandez tries to improve to 7-0 or to 7-0 on the season. And we have just heard that Justin Masterson has been scratched. He's going on the DL with arm fatigue. Stephen Wright is expected to take his place, but that has not been announced yet to go up against James Paxton. Guys?
All right, Angie, thank you. Matt Kemp last time up a hard base hit to left field. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
This is interesting. You have Carson Smith up in the pen. Meinl had just thrown over to first. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't try it again. I think Lloyd wants to give him a chance to pick the runner off.
Great call.
And now Lloyd's going to come out and make the pitching change. Give him a couple shots at it.
8th inning, a runner on. Mariners down by 2. Bud McClendon going to make a pitching change, and we will step aside. 3-1 San Diego. Back with more right after this. 30th is Nelson Cruz bat night here at Safeco Field. Mariners will be taking on the Cleveland Indians. All kids receive a Little League-sized Nelson Cruz baseball bat. For tickets to one of the biggest nights of the year, visit Mariners.com today. Hope it's got big boomstick baby on it.
Carson Smith going to take over. 1-2 record, a 1.23 ERA, 17 strikeouts in 14 2/3 for Carson. Opponents hitting just 115 against him. A couple of tough right-handers. Kemp and Upton both do up.
It's a heck of a matchup here. Carson Smith, Matt Kemp. Spangenberg back safely. Carson Smith, the third Mariner pitcher tonight. Runner goes. Throw by Zunino. And it gets into center field. Spangenberg on a good pop-up slide will get the third.
A stolen base, E2. With him advancing to third.
Got a great jump.
And he has good speed. We'll take a look at Mike. 93-mile-an-hour fastball as he bounces it. Cano not able to handle it. Looks like it hits the cut of the grass just before the cut.
Now nobody out. Runner at third. Good backhand by Mike Z. 2-0. Third error of the season for Mike. Beat him with a good one there. 2-1. Oh, 2-2. He's not a treat first time you've seen him.
Especially if you're a right-handed hitter. A couple of fastballs at 95, and you know he has the great slider. Arm angle in which he throws from. Difficult for the righties.
2-2. Infield about halfway. With the signs again. Glenn Hoffman coaching at first. Jose Valentin at first. Glenn Hoffman at third. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, he abused Kemp. One away.
Take a look at the slider off the plate away. And you can take a look at how much he misses this by. Well off the plate away.
Justin Upton, he sent Ackley to the wall at center field last time up. Dustin making the catch. And a walk in the second inning, a stolen base. Popped up to short in the fourth. Cano got it cleanly for the out. 2 away.
Able to jam him. Soft line drive, and Cano catches it just before it hits the ground.
Runner at third, 2 down. Switch hitter. Anger Solarte, the first baseman. 0 for 3 tonight. Mike can't find it. Here comes the runner to the plate, and he is safe. Spangenberg is quick. And he scores the 4th San Diego run.
The score on the wild pitch. I was surprised that Mike didn't try to toss the ball to Carson. It looked as if Carson maybe was going to get there. We'll take another look at it. Spangenberg takes off right away. Mike finds it in pretty good shape. Now Carson would have been late. It's the only play that he had.
Scores on a wild pitch. There's a swing and a miss. 1-1. But clearly in there. Spangenberg's got some good wheels.
Yeah.
Good wheels. Count at 1-1. Missed the way. Count evens at 2-2. Padres getting an RBI in the 7th inning from Almonte in a wild pitch. An error, a wild pitch leading to a run here in the 8th. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it for Solarte and the Padres, but they get a run on a hit and an error and nobody left. Coming up for the Mariners in the home 8th, it'll be Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz, and Kyle Seager.
Mariners trail by 3-4-1. Are you the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Oregon? Well, then Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of May. Send us a photo and story using hashtag UltimateNWFanOR on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or by email at ultimatefan@rootsports.com. You can win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle in October, a personalized jersey, and more. For all the official rules, just visit rootsports.com. Guys?
Joaquin Benoit, Angie takes over. Mike, you're going to get home about 4 o'clock now.
His 16th appearance on the year, 3-1 record, a 3.21 ERA, 14 strikeouts in the 14 innings that he has worked.
He's still a good pitcher, but he is on the all-deliberate team.
Well, we're going to find out right here, aren't we? Because he used to be. We'll find out if he cares about the clock at all.
Did you update his dossier?
Gosh.
Oh, man, it's amazing the reflex you get when you see certain guys coming to the game. I looked at you and looked at you, oh, goodness, oh, jeez.
Well, he has a reputation, and he's earned it.
Yeah, he has. Good pitcher, though.
Has been for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And he still throws hard. That last fastball, 95 miles an hour. Also mix in a hard slider.
Cano, just a 176 hitter against Benoit, 3 for 17 with a homer. So 38 seconds between pitches. He's just getting warmed up. Come on.
Danny Farquhar getting loose in the pen.
Two and two. Cano to be followed by Cruz and Seager, and hopefully a host of other Mariners. Crowd of 14,547 on hand here tonight. Red Sox in town tomorrow. They probably arrived from Oakland already, where they were 2-0 victors. Big crowds expected over the weekend. Two and two. Counts one full. He works so slowly. The Lindsey Nelson line is effective. We pick it up later in the at-bat.
And you'll see a lot of full counts from him, too.
Yes, sir. Hit hard through the wickets of Solarte, and Cano's aboard.
And E3.
Marks right to it. Kind of breaks you need.
Take a look at Solarte at first. And he just turned his glove the wrong way.
That was a 3-minute 30-second AB, Mike. Here's Cruz.
So he has picked it up.
American League's leading hitter, 1 for 3. Cruz 2 for 6 and a home run against Benoit. A 4-1 lead for the Padres. 1-1. Outfield deep for Cruz, as you would expect in this time of the ball game. Balls, 1 strike. Your pizza will be here in a couple minutes, Mike.
No need to hurry. See if he can get a good fastball to hit. He's trying to pitch him away. Typical late in a ball game. But he does have a 3-run lead.
2-1 pitch. Dribbled foul, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mariners run in the 5th. A 2-out solo home run by Brad Miller. An opposite field, deep left center field to hit one out. Second home run. Mariners have left 7 men aboard here tonight. Two pitch coming to Nelson Cruz. We were saying earlier, it's a different sound when he hits it off the bat.
Yes, he barrels it up. It's loud. That looked like it was a changeup in off the plate.
Two. Good take. On deck, Kyle Seager.
Kyle with a 3-run home run in last night's ball game. Nobody else throwing in the pen for the Padres.
Ball to middle. Brooks gives ground now. Couldn't get out of his glove. They get the out at second. Cruz is safe at first. Like Kyle Seager last night.
Let's take a look at him in the first inning. A couple of runners on. He gets a fastball out over the plate. Drills it into the seats in right.
Seager 0 for 3 against Benoit. Fouled into the glove of Norris. Strike 1. Ball center field. Venable's there. They'll bring up Logan Morris. 1 for 2 with a walk. He's 0 for 3 against Benoit. Logan to strike out and smash through the box. It almost took James Shields apart. Then a walk in the 6th. Strike 1. San Diego lead as we play here in the bottom of the 8th. Well, that could be gold. Benoit doesn't get him. 2 men aboard. Base hit.
Infield hit for Logan on a check swing. Things are really starting to go his way now.
Yeah, right.
Well, he earned it.
Yes, he did.
The month of April was not kind to him. Constantly hitting the ball hard and wasn't able to come up with any base hits. So he was due for one of these little swinging, check swing, bunt, base hit. That'll bring up Mike Zunino. Zunino with a couple of home runs in last night's ball game. Mike with 5 home runs on the year.
But Black and company repositioning their outfield, moving Venable over towards left center a little bit. Mike Zunino representing the tying run. 2 outs, 2 on. Double and 2 strikeouts tonight for Mike. He's 0 for 1 against Benoit. Strike 1 to Mike.
Well, Mike taking a chance that he was going to get a first pitch fastball. Didn't happen. Benoit throwing in the slider down and away. He took a shot.
Craig Kimbrell. How about that acquisition to go along with Kemp and Upton and everybody else? Oh, 2. Two on, 2 out. 4-1 San Diego lead. Struck him out on 3 pitches, and this just in. Russian speed readers just finished half of war and peace while Benoit was on the mound for San Diego. A couple of men stranded. Couldn't get them in. Dustin Ackley, we'll see him leading off the bottom of the 9th inning in time for a Big Fish Casino big catch. And Ackley turned in a fine catch right here. This off the bat of Justin Upton in the 6th inning. Nice job. They had catch in center field last night. That was a beauty.
I really thought when Upton hit that ball, he was going to have to go over the fence to get it. But right in front of it.
The pitcher for the Mariners, their fourth tonight, is Danny Farquhar.
Or Danny on the year. High ERA, 5.63. 13 strikeouts in the 16 innings he has worked.
Well, he's been up and down, and Lloyd McClendon said he is just so vital to our success. Ouch. Trying to get him untracked. Got to get him right. Got to get him out there and pitch. If he's called, it's called for. I wouldn't be afraid to put him in. Talking about tonight's ball game. So his fastball cutter command has not been there.
Well, that's what Danny talked about after the game last night. Just hasn't had a good feel for his cutter, and he likes to throw a lot of them. As you take a look, this right on the back of the elbow up north.
Brings up Will Venable. Back up the middle, overspin that got through, base hit. What a start for San Diego here in the ninth.
And when you're struggling, it could easily been a double play ball on the ground, but it works its way back up the middle. And so far, Danny has thrown 2 pitches, and he has 2 base runners on, as you say, Chris Taylor trying to keep it on the infield, just out of his reach. Just not going his way right now.
First 2 men of reach brings up Will Middlebrooks. Brought home the first run of the ball game, led off the third against Taijuan Walker with a home run. High towering fly ball that cleared the fence out left field. There's a strike from Danny. Lloyd McClendon and Trent Jewett. Ball and 2 strikes. Boy, he needed that big time. Strikeout of Will Middlebrooks. 1 away.
Well, after a couple of cutters, he comes back with a good 4-seam fastball at 93 miles an hour above the belt. Throws it by him. Late swing by Middlebrooks.
Here's Barmes. Clint Barmes entered the game as a pinch runner back in the 7th inning. That's a beauty. Seager, better play. Two outs. Runners move up.
We'll take a look at Kyle. Second barehanded play that he has made in the game. Again, accurate throw.
Here's Almonte. Slapped the base hit to right field last time up. That was against Joe Beimel in the 7th. Nice play. Kyle Seager throws him out, and that'll do it. Padres strand 2, top of the 9th. Last ups for the Mariners. It'll be Ackley, Taylor, and Smith, and they'll have to get it done against one of the best, Craig Kimbrell.
as we head to the 9th inning. Make your voice heard, folks. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag RootFanFave. Watch the Mariners pregame show every Sunday to find out the top 5 fan favorite plays of the week. Plus, each month, one lucky fan will win a Coors Light Refresherator just for participating. This thing is so cool. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. Now coming up on Mariners postgame, presented by Delta Airlines, we're going to head inside the clubhouse. After this one, we're going to try to track down tonight's starter, Taijuan Walker, whose line is respectable this evening. We're going to hear from the skipper and get you set for the Boston Red Sox coming to town next. But first, we need Ackley, Taylor, and Smith to get on in that order, preferably, guys.
That is the plan, and now to do it against Craig Kimbrell. He is 3rd in saves in the National League with 9, and he has been a good one.
9 out of 10 for him. High ERA, 5.68. 17 strikeouts, though, in 12 2/3. Opponents hitting .250. He's given up a couple of home runs, and he will throw hard in the mid to upper 90s.
Out of Huntsville, Alabama. Ball 1. How about this? Kimbrell with the Braves in his first full year in the big leagues in 2011. He went for 46 saves, followed by 42, 50, and 47. It's 2-0 here to Ackley. Ackley 0 for 3, a ground out, a strikeout, bounced into a double play. Strike. Outside corner, 2-2.
Wasn't even close.
Saw one like that last night. Remember that?
Yes.
2 balls out.
To Cano. That's not even close.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to Ackley. Line drive, base hit, center field. Well, Ackley gets the Mariners rolling here in the 9th.
98 miles an hour in the middle of the plate. Dustin able to get the barrel to it.
Craig Kimbrell facing the Mariners for the 4th time in his career. It's just the 2nd hit against him. Might this drop in? Venable coming on. He's there. One out. Kimbrell in 3 previous meetings with the Mariners put the Mariners to 1 for 10 hitting with 7 strikeouts and no walks. With a dive is Ackley as we get back to the top of the order, and Seth Smith. Kimbrell out of Huntsville, Alabama, and Seth Smith out of Mississippi, where he played at Ole Miss. Smitty out of Jackson, Mississippi. Bounces up there, 1-1.
Kimbrell so far has not been able to find the plate with his breaking ball, but his fastball is topped out at 98 miles an hour.
out, 1 on. Mariners need more base runners, down 4-1. 2 runs and a third for San Diego, and added runs in the 7th and 8th. Mariners have a 5th inning homer from Brad Miller. Smith behind 1 and 2. Smith career 0 for 3 against Kimbrel. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. And there's 2 down. 2 outs and a man aboard, leave it up to Brad Miller to keep this game going.
This is another slider down out of the strike zone. So difficult to lay off of that pitch, especially after you've seen a couple of fastballs at the knees at 98.
Two outs, man at first. They let Ackley take second. First pitch to Miller in there for strike.
The indifference for Dustin.
On 1 to Brad. On 1. Taijuan Walker 6 innings. Gave up just 2 runs. James Shields a little bit better. Here's the 1-1. That's going to find some grass. Ackley will walk home. Brad Miller with a 2-out RBI double. 4-2 ball game. That's a counter for both runs tonight for the Mariners, and to bring up Robinson Cano. Double for Brad Miller, his 7th on the season. 2nd RBI tonight, gives him 11 on the campaign.
And he turns around a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Is able to get on top of it, right at the top of the strike zone, and hammers it out into the gap in right center field. That's also the first base hit for the Mariners with a runner in scoring position tonight. They are now 1 for 12. The tying run will come to the plate.
Well, Cano, what do you know? Breaking ball for a strike. Robbie hasn't homered since the 14th of April. First time he's facing Craig Kimbrel. Oh, 2. Mariners down to their last strike. Game on the line right here. 0-2 to Cano, 2 outs. Cano's the tying run. 4-2. San Diego. Kimbrel set. Pitch. Taken for a ball. 1-2.
3 sliders in a row. He's not showing him a fastball.
Patiently. Kimbrel with that unique approach as he gets the sign. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's the ball game. And the Mariners' 4-game win streak is over. Taijuan Walker got out pitched by James Shields, and then San Diego added a couple insurance runs, and they came up big.
I thought Taijuan Walker threw the ball well tonight. A lot of fastballs, some good fastballs from him. 6 innings, just 2 earned runs for Walker. He was able to keep his walks down. Just 1 walk for him, 6 strikeouts for Taijuan. The difference in this game, Mariners just 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. So a lot of opportunities. They were just not able to cash them in.
Boston Red Sox come to town tomorrow as the Mariners try to start another winning streak. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines starts right now with Brad and Bill.
Dave, Mike, thank you very much. For the Padres, a little subdued celebration. They do take game 2 of the set 4-2, so a series split up here in Seattle. There'll be the rematch, the final 2 games of the interleague set, end of June down in San Diego. All right, it's Brad Adam, Bill Kruger here. Those guys talked about it. I mean, James Shields in trouble seemingly every single inning, but the Mariners just 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position.
And granted, you can hang some of that on the Mariner hitters, but the other side of it is James Shields, one of the more accomplished pitchers in all of baseball, understands how to turn it up another notch when guys get on base. Granted, the Mariners pushed him, but he obviously had the savvy to climb out of those situations.
Especially getting out of that 2-on no-out situation in the 6th inning, which would be his final inning. All right, Mariners lose it 4-2. Let's see how they did it. Our Bruce Titus Automotive Group game recap. Here we go. The 3rd inning, Will Middlebrooks. He got all of this one
got
off
a piece of cheese on the inner half and put a big charge into it right there.
His 4th, it's 1-0. And then they were not done. This one, a little fly ball left field, foul ball. Some fans said, hey, how come he didn't let it drop? Now you got to make the out.
Yeah, Spangenberg, nice job of fighting off some inside fastballs, able to get the sacrifice fly.
The 5th inning, how about Brad Miller?
Up the middle of the field. Has this young man gotten stronger? We saw him in spring training. It's clear that he has been. That is a long home run for a left-hand hitter.
He put on about 20 pounds of muscle this offseason, and that was pounded. Well, here against Joe Bible in 7th, Almonte not really pounded, but good aim. Now Cruz able to get the runner out, Barnes at 3rd, but a run scores to make it 3-1. And then in the 8th, more Mariners kind of miscue on the wild pitch after a Zunino error.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Carson Smith a little slow there. Spangenberg, a great runner. Stole 2nd, got to 3rd on the error by Zunino.
And then Brad Miller again, 97 miles an hour. It was probably, faster than that going off the bat.
Yeah, you can't sneak the sun past the rooster with that guy, man. He can hit the fastball.
So Miller 2 for 4 accounts for both of the runs with 2 RBIs, but not enough. Mariners get doubled up again, 4-2. So the 4-game winning streak comes to a close. 4 games left on the homestand. We go now to your local Ford. Keys to the game tonight. Mixed bag, I think.
Yeah, I think there's some good stuff inside the keys for tonight's ball game. We start with Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. Oh, this was definitely Dr. Jekyll. He was much better tonight. Now he's got 4 on the side of 3. The 4th good outing by Taijuan Walker. He had a big exploding fastball. He used it a lot. I like the fact that he's staying aggressive with it. We saw him go to his curveball. It's a good pitch. He needs to throw it some more. But I think he's getting confidence on pitching on both sides of the plate with his fastball. It's still a learning curve for this young man, but when you could go 6 innings, 4 hits, and you're still learning, that's pretty good. Number 2, long-suited. I felt the Mariners would be long-suited against all these big right-hand hitters for the Padres. But again, the Mariners not having all of their weaponry ready tonight. Wilhelmsen not available. They had to go to Joe Bible in the middle innings. Carson Smith did pitch an inning, struck out 2. He does what he does, which is manhandle hitters with that nasty slider. But you get behind too much James Shields, not enough run support to get them in an ad position, Brad, where they could wipe out those guys with the bullpen all set in a game where you're ahead.
Yeah, it was 2-1 for a while. The Padres got a couple of add-on runs to make it 4-1. 4-2 as the Mariners get 1 in the 9th inning. All right, we will talk more about James Shields, the gutty performance. He improves to 5-0. Kemp and the guys come out with a win tonight, 4-2. We'll go inside the clubhouse. Talk to Lloyd as well as Craig Kimbrell nails this one down for the Pods. 4-2 again, the final post game presented by Delta Airlines.